Okay, so one of the last rounds of picture book videos here, and it's my Ewok books. And I think I pulled them all off the shelf. I'd be very upset if I forgot some. We start with one I've showed a couple times, Fuzzy as an Ewok. And I've showed it a couple times, but I show it again because it's relevant to this video, but also because I had a funny thought. And I'm not having a laugh at myself or the community and our approach to, sometimes extreme approach to original EU. But I was wondering, this has probably been thought of before, the smell of these berries, is the way that they smell, is that an original lore contribution? So we know from what this book introduces that these berries smell kind of artificial and have an artificial smell. I joke. It's just fun to take that to those extremes. What other original smells do we have in the EU? I know the DU probably has a lot of original smells and tastes from the food they have at Galaxy's Edge. What extra sensory or other senses does the EU have besides smells from these books? We have this little set that Quinlan Voss has a great breakdown video on. Go find it. Wicket Finds a Way. 3 Cheers for Nisa. The Baby Ewoks Picnic Surprise. And the Ewoks Hang Gliding Adventure. And we have what is widely regarded as the most substantive of the Ewok books, The Adventures of Teebo. And this book is known for introducing a couple things. One, the idea of Teebo being Logre's apprentice, but also introduces us to the Dulocks. And as has been said before, this book is darker. And there's a lot of text to it for a kid's book. I love the illustrations. Oh, that thing's horrifying. And as most of us know, it's written by the director of Captain America and The Rocketeer, which is a good movie. So next we have kind of some interesting observations here to make about these books and how they're titled. And this is something, an observation that's been made before, probably by Christopher Nelson. And a lot of ideas that I think I have that are original observations are just a thought or the seed of a thought developed elsewhere. But I think it's worth pointing out here, which is that eventually, with the Ewoks animated series, Ewoks themselves didn't need the Star Wars branding to succeed, or at least that was their approach. It doesn't say Star Wars anywhere on here. Ewoks are their own branding. We have kind of this subheading, an Ewok adventure, which is interesting because we have it, an Ewok adventure, from 2 different publishers, Happy House and Random House. And so we have Wicket Goes Fishing and The Ewok Who Was Afraid. There's 2 original Ewok books that are nice big hardcovers like this. And The Ewok Who Was Afraid is the only book that's like this size. And between these 2 books, Wicket Goes Fishing and The Ewok Who Was Afraid, I'll leave it to some lore experts to break down, but he's got a sister and multiple brothers, and his parents are in it. And I think those characters are introduced in the Ewok movies, but they don't speak English, so how do we know who they are in the Ewok movies? From the credits? I'll leave that for somebody else to sort out. First grade book, with whatever else it said. This book obviously has the style of the animated series. Does this one? It's obviously stylized. Yes? And so I have one Ewok book that is not original EU and is an episode adaptation. And there are a few, like a small set of episode adaptations that you can get. And one that I do want that I don't have is the Morag one, the Sunstar Shadowstone storyline, because that's a standout storyline in the animated series, I think. It's pretty dramatic and it's pretty cool. And I would also note that it is there are episode adaptation books of the Droids episodes. There are a few. But tragically, there are no Droids original picture books besides Shiny as a Droid, but nothing based on the cartoon, which is a shame, given how many cool original characters there were, how much potential there was there. And then there's some really obscure stuff that other people have that I don't, like episode adaptations of these series from different countries. But the one episode adaptation that I do have is Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors, and it's just so preposterous and so stupid. These like the googly dandelion guys that I wanted to have it just because it amuses me. And the last one I'll show is, I think I like it more than The Adventures of Teebo. The story is pretty substantial, not as substantial or memorable as The Adventures of Teebo, but it's how the Ewoks saved the trees. And this one just hits the nostalgia button for me. This is before the Ewoks animated series, so we do have the Return of the Jedi branding, which you will find on some other Ewoks books, like the one that comes with the record has the Return of the Jedi branding. And this one, the art is just amazing. Books used to look like this. You can see brush strokes if you look really closely. There's string. It's not glued. There are also adaptation picture books of each Ewok movie. Each one's a different size. And they're pretty cool. I don't have them. But if I ever find a good deal, I might pick them up. That's it. That's the Ewoks picture books. Thank you.